All right, everybody, we're live once again. Don't know podcast with Louis Venka. How are you guys? I haven't talked to you guys in a while. It's been quite a start of a year, I guess. We're in 2023 now, and I had somebody ask me not too long ago. They asked me what like kind of the goal was for this podcast, and it kind of made me think of like what the goal is in general. Like with me speaking to you guys, I get like a lot of these messages of like how maybe a way I said something, or maybe a way I explained something, or maybe even just a past experience in my life could like help you guys plenty, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I mean, I've said this plenty of times. Like I said, I'm a single dad, and it wasn't always like, I guess at the time, like when my son's mom left, even thinking about starting one of these again was like, uh, it kind of just seemed like a dream, really. And I guess also the thing I want to talk about, like, I don't know, if, right now I'm outside the gym and I just got off of work. I kind of wanted to hold myself accountable in a way with this podcast. I kind of wanted to see where my mindset is at the start of the year. And I know I told myself I was gonna do a fucking podcast at the start of the year, but I didn't quite get around to it. I've been working a lot of overtime simply for the fact that I want to like build this podcast into something that I see in my mind. I'm not gonna reveal too much because sometimes if you put it out there too early, people who don't like you just start throwing all that negative energy, and honestly we don't want that. This 2023 is all about growth. It's all about seeing where we can get to and how we can improve. Not everybody has the ability to not everybody gets to wake up every day, and not everybody gets to enjoy their day, and that's kind of like the mindset I'm kind of trying to attack 2023 is if like I already see how my life is without trying. I see my life with just as it is. Like I see what my parents have done, and like what they've like kind of built for me, I guess, in a way. Like, and now the mindset I'm trying to attack 2023 is like, what's next? I saw all this stuff. I saw all this. Like, why not try a little harder this year? Why not go to like the extremes that you never thought possible? Because I don't know if you guys are like even interested in this at all, or but I've been listening to audiobooks a lot lately, and for me, like, I don't know if you guys are the same, but when I was a little kid, like, nonfiction never really interested me. Like, whenever I would pick up a book about like the mightiest dragon, the mightiest knight, or whatever it could have been, like, that just never really registered to my mind, as if like I never found it like amusing, or I never really gained anything from it. It's all nonfiction. Like, I'd rather watch a movie if it's gonna be nonfiction. But anyways, the point I was trying to make is, ever since I was a little kid, nonfiction books are the ones that always have interested me. Like, stories about lives, stories about people who have accomplished great things, and people who have beat the odds and whatnot. But what I was getting to is, I've been listening to these two audiobooks. The first one is called Can't Hurt Me. And honestly, seeing the things that I have, and like having the experiences that I have had, it's kind of like difficult, because if you guys don't know this, so basically what the book is about the life of David Goggins. And if you guys don't know who David Goggins is, he's a fucking bad motherfucker. He was a Navy SEAL, and he had to go through Navy SEAL training 3 times because of reoccurring injuries and stuff. And I don't know if you guys know what Hell Week is, but basically in the SEALs, in order to qualify to be in the SEALs, I guess, is you're supposed to do a Hell Week, and that week it's like no sleep. It's just constant fucking training you 24/7 the whole week, starting Sunday, I think it was, or Monday. I think it was Sunday, or Monday to Sunday. I don't know, I could be wrong, but it was just 7 days of just hell, which is where the name comes from. But anyways, so the book starts, and his life's has always been kind of shitty, honestly. He, like, financially and stuff, I guess his dad was like okay, and he provided for his family and stuff, and like financial wise, I guess. And his dad used to own a business, a roller rink, and like anybody who looked at him from the outside would think that he's, he's made, like this kid has a great life. But behind closed doors, like this, the dad would just beat up David all the time. He would whip him, and it wasn't just him. He also had a brother, and he also had the brother also got beat, and the mom also got beat. And what's crazy to see is like throughout the book they talk about their lives or whatever, but in David's mind, he wanted to escape that. Like, he wanted to be tough enough to escape it, and his mother felt trapped, and his brother saw his dad as like a pedestal. He saw his dad as like the top tier dog. Like, he saw him as the goal as to what to achieve and what to do in life. And I guess that kind of message kind of resonated with me, because I think we all get fed like what we want to, like we get fed like, and what I mean by that is like, if I'm fat, right, let's just say I'm 300-400 pounds, and obviously I probably don't get around much, and I'm probably just gonna be playing video games most of the time. But what I'm saying is, we don't really surround ourselves with people that we want to be like. We tend to surround ourselves with people that we are more comfortable with. And honestly, sometimes being comfortable isn't always as nice as it seems. Yeah, you're not, let's just say you're living below average and whatnot. Like, you just day to day, whatever, paycheck by paycheck, like you get comfortable with that. And it, like, anybody could say that they want to leave their new house or leave their job or anything, but not a lot of people do it. And it's even less of people who like go above and beyond that. And I'm not saying that like we all have to do these changes like immediately. For me, after I was with my son's mom and she left, it's taken me how many, like 4 years to even just try to attempt to do something. With these podcasts, like, I just want to help you guys, and I want to, back to what I started the podcast with, is like what the goal is to, and what the goal is to do in this podcast. And honestly, my mission has been like clear from the start. It's to help people. It's to grow physically, mentally, spiritually. Like, I don't think I would have had nearly as many experiences and nearly as many of like knowledge that I have with like people skills now that I do podcasts. Like, I see when people are full of shit, and I see when people are actually like real, genuine people that care. And every day it seems like it's harder and harder to find more people that genuinely care. Especially because, like I said, we're all just being fed what we want. Like, even if you just look at like your TikTok or any socials, really, like, you just see the shit that you're into. And that's not my point. My point is if this year is going to change for you, is if this 2023 is going to be different for you, something has to give in your mind. Something has to, even if it ain't like the biggest step in the world, there's something that you have to do, and there's something that you want to do that you haven't done or that you couldn't do before. But now, like, imagine how much work could be done in a span of like 6 months if you quit the bullshit, fuck the bitches, fuck the cigarettes, fuck the drugs, like, fuck all that. Like, if you just stick to your craft and do what you're gonna do, like, nothing's really gonna stop you. If you really have any dilemma of like where your life is headed or anything like that, most of the time, the like 99% of the answer is just do more. Go kick some ass, do some more hard work. Like, it sucks. Like I said, I just got out of work, and this is kind of like what I wanted to talk about as well. I'm gonna try, for all my viewers and everybody who's listening, I appreciate you guys, and I want to show you guys that I want to lead by example. I feel like I have it in me now, after all these 5 years or 4 years or 3 years, whatever it was. I don't know. I can't really remember but whatever hardships I went through, I want to show you guys that a single dad who came from like a below average home, can actually like try to do something. And even if this goes nowhere, I have a whole fucking library now of what not to do and what to do. So many people have taught me things, and so many people have said things to me that I would have never found that knowledge had I like not started this, you know. I tell people about like my ideas, people that I trust, and now I've surrounded myself with like a decent enough circle to where if I say like a crazy goal, it's no longer like, oh, are you sure you can do that? It's no longer, maybe you should try something else. Now it's all the people I surround myself with are, if I tell them a crazy ass goal, they say, all right, what's the first step? Where do we start? Like, you got to start surrounding yourself with people that genuinely care for you. And when I say care for you, it's not always from a place of like kindness. Let me rephrase it a little differently. It's like the people who genuinely care about you know what's good for you, and what's good for you isn't always what you want. That's what my point is. So many of us want like the perfect body, you know, but we surround with people who don't even go to the gym, you know. And I'm not saying that like all these changes have to be made surrounding yourself with like I'm not trying to say that you need to rely on these people, but what I'm saying is if you're gonna go out there and like try to kick some ass, nobody could do it on their own, really. Like realistically, like you wouldn't be alive if you could do everything on your own, you know. Like we need parents, we need teachers, we need friends, we need family. Like I understand that a lot of us like don't have a shoulder to like cry on, or even just a shoulder to like be there. But if you're listening to this and you're having like a rough year, like you've had a couple of rough months or something like that, like just know there's people like me out there who are experiencing the exact same thing and are willing to go out there and actually try to affect and change lives and change their own lives for the better. Because a thing that I've realized now is talking to people and like learning all these people skills is not a lot of people have the mentality of just wanting to better themselves. Bettering yourself is really, really difficult. Like it's not easy, you know, getting up every day. All of us have chores to do, and all of us have lives to affect every day. And if I could leave you guys with like something today, like just imagine like what kind of story it would be if, for one, you did what you want to do, and two, you didn't do what you want to do. You know, you pretty much know we're all pretty much set up to like fail from the start, you know. Like with my son, like when he was born, him and his mom had like a really high fever, and like life's not fair, you know. Not everybody gets to have a baby, not everybody gets the prize, not everybody gets a trophy, but it's not about that. It's about bettering yourself, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. They want instant gratification, they want instant rewards, instant this, instant that. That's why likes are so common now. That's why that's why we base ourselves off of how many likes we get, you know. A lot of us think that 50 likes is a little bit, but think about it. If 50 people were fucking surrounding you right now and giving you compliments, I think you would feel over fucking whelmed, really. Like, I think we lost sight a little bit of like what's important, you know. If let's say you're having a rough patch with a certain somebody, what I figured is to like rectify the situation or even just better it in any way, what you have to do is look in within yourself and think, where did I fuck up with this person, or what did they fuck up? Where can I do better, and what can I do, or where, like what can improve, basically. And have a conversation with yourself first before talking to the other person. And guess what? Most of the times it's gonna be a really fucking difficult situation, like conversation. I've had a lot of difficult conversations in my life that I'd never wanted to, that I never expected to have, but it doesn't matter, because like I said, why would you leave anything unsaid? You have one life, like literally, like I was I was fucking high the other day, and I just had this like crazy thought that I don't think anybody thinks about. Like, we're literally aliens, like on a planet spinning in the fucking space, like fuck all. Like, really the fuck cares about us? Like, who out there is looking at us going, oh yeah, oh yeah, you know, like his life is important. Like, we put ourselves on such a pedestal of like, we're the best, we're this, we're that, but really we're nothing, and we're just this like little fucking glimpse in time. We're like, think about how many ancestors you have, where you've came from, like what they used to do, you know, killing people and people dying were like fucking common back then. You know, we've all the your ancestors and your whole generation, your whole bloodline have gone through so much just for you to be fucking masturbating like 5 times a day, just for you to be fucking trying to reach the top score on a fucking game that isn't even gonna matter. Like, I get it, video games are fun, fucking going out with your friends is fun, drinking is fun, smoking cigarettes is fun, smoking weed is fun, like all of it is fun. There's distractions all around you, but if you look within yourself and you think, where is my life gonna go if I continue this path I'm on? Most of you are not gonna like that answer, including myself. Like, I don't like the fact that I'm here like trying to film a podcast like in the car. I want to like accomplish so many things, and many people will look at that and be like, fuck, you know, like, so that's way out of my reach. And for me, even starting a podcast used to be out of my fucking reach, let alone having it on Spotify, let alone fucking doing it for so many years now. Like, it's, you really have to evaluate yourself, know what you want. And I get it, it's really hard to see somebody doing better than you. It's really hard to see, you know, somebody else accomplish what you want to do, but they're just people. Like, we, regardless of what situation you came from, and I've said this so many times before, like a majority of millionaires, I forgot the exact percentage, it's a really high percentage though. I think it might be even more than 75, but I'm sure it's like 70 something. A major majority of fucking millionaires started from nothing. You know, not a lot of people can say, or not a lot of people could have what you have, literally. Like, there's people who die every day, there's people who don't even wake up, there's people who sneeze the wrong way and their life changes forever, you know. And life is gonna happen, life is unfair, life is bullshit, whatever you want to say. Like we are put on this planet to experience things that not everybody gets to. If you are listening to this podcast right now, you are lucky, really. You have so much going for you. You literally have, you know, 2 arms, 2 legs, a brain that works. Some people fucking are born with deficiencies, or born with deformities, or born with, you know, life. And it's crazy to me, like, how many of these stories there are where people are just kind of tired of putting up with the same bullshit over and over, going to the same job over and over. And if you're genuinely working like to support a family, I get that, I understand that it's not as easy for you to like drop everything and try to focus on your dreams. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is, like, where can you be 100% at right now? Like, if somebody gave you like a list of things you could do right now to like start bettering yourselves, what could you knock off out that list? It's not a big change. Like, if you want to start somewhere, like, start making your bed every day, because the more you do something that sucks every day, the more your mind gets used to that. And soon enough, like I said, soon enough, first it'll be with the bed, then it'll be with I don't know, fucking brushing your teeth every day, and then after that it'll lead to you know, I don't know. There's always going to be an extra step, is my point. There's always going to be something better, or at least some way you can better yourself. And in these books that I was reading, as I we'll go back a little bit, in these books that I was reading, the ones with David Goggins, he puts up a really good lesson. Is like, after he and here's the crazy thing. So let me just continue a little bit about the book. So this guy David Goggins, he used to weigh like 300 plus pounds, and he got told when he went to go to the recruitment office of the SEALs that he was never gonna make it. That basically, if he wanted to really make it, he needed to lose 100 plus pounds in a little bit under 3 months, or a little bit over 2 months. I don't quite remember, but it was like a short period of time. And he says it in the book himself. He's like, the moment I got told that, you know what I did? He says, I went home and had fucking brownies, which is what everybody would normally do. And this is what's gonna separate you from everybody else. Listen to this. So when after he said that, he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go home and eat brownies. He used to be an exterminator, spraying for cockroaches, and one day he saw what he describes as like just a fuck ton of cockroaches, like you would not imagine. Like I'm imagining, like, in the scene of like Ratatouille when when the old lady fucking blasts the roof and so many rats fall, and there's fucking rats everywhere. That's kind of what I pictured. But he says that was like the turning point in his life, where he did not want to be doing that anymore. He did not ever see himself doing that. He felt, I'm better than this. And that's honestly like a really good place to start. Tell yourself, I'm better than this. I'm better than whatever I think my best is. I'm better than that. Whatever crazy dream you have, whatever goal you have, whatever thing you have set on your mind, like, you gotta live with the fact that not a lot of people are gonna like the way you think once you start to change your life. I personally, like, when somebody talks to me and they hear all I'm doing, like, some of them kind of like take offense to that, and I'm just like, well, I'm just doing me. But for them, it's like, damn, this dude is a single dad doing like all this extra stuff because I do tattoos, I'm doing this, I'm going to the gym, like, I'm trying to be better. Like I told you, it's hard leading by example, but if you want your life to change, you have to start trying to set an example, not only for yourself, but for everybody else. Once you live in a household where, like, communication isn't really the key, or like you live in a household where they beat you, like, any situation you come from, like I said, there's always that new 100% to reach. If you suck at like academics right now, or if you fucking don't like school, don't like work, like, think about what kind of story it would be if you just quit. You're just gonna be some dropout. And I'm not talking shit on dropouts or anything like that. A lot of successful people are really like high up. If you have a dream and you have a goal and you think school's not good for you, then fucking go chase that dream. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you have your mindset on something, and in this example it's school, why the fuck are you not gonna focus on it? Like, it's tough. Like, having these conversations with yourself is tough, but like, you only let yourself down if you let it. Literally, your body has limitations, even your mind has limitations. I get it, like, but you know what doesn't have a limitation is your mindset. Your mindset doesn't have a limitation. You can always fucking teach this. All of us have a little monster inside that's dying to get out. If I could give you guys like a button that you guys could click on to fucking lose weight and look the best you could, you guys would click that button instantly. But life isn't like that, sadly. And we have to I mean, I know it's a controversial topic right now, but I do like something that Tristan Tate said. And he said that life is like a chessboard. You only have to analyze what pieces are there and what moves you can make. You can't go back. You can't retrace your step in chess. And life is similar that way, that every bullshit we've dealt through, all this stuff we did, everything, whether we were molested, whether we were abused, whether we were neglected, whether we were alone, all that's in the past. You got to forgive yourself for if you did something wrong in the past, or if you're still living with a trauma. Like, you have to understand that it doesn't define you. It's not you. You're you right now. And there's a great video of Joe Rogan, and he's talking about how you're not your past. You're you. Like, you are genuinely the person, the one who's listening to me right now. That's you. No matter what, if somebody calls you a cheater, if somebody calls you a liar, if somebody calls you a bullshitter, somebody calls you fat, somebody calls you ugly, like, life is not going to change, or life is not going to get any worse if you grow up, or if you start thinking that you're the shit. You know, we're genuinely taught and brainwashed to kind of just settle, or kind of just be average, or kind of just be mediocre. I feel like we're genuinely like trained for that, because if you go up to like anybody, and like the example I set for you, when David Goggins went to go to the recruitment office, he got told no because of his weight. Like, he is the perfect prime example of how you can do absolutely anything you set your mind to. And like I said, it doesn't have to start off big ever. You know, if you have this burning desire and this idea in your head, you have to, honestly, you have to really lock it up and keep it for you. Don't, a lot of us get it twisted. We get this idea and we start telling the world because of how much excitement we have, right? It's normal. Like, it's fine. I get excited about shit and I just want to tell everybody, but you have to kind of control yourself in that situation. You have to control yourself and know that it's for you. That burning idea, that burning desire, you could tell the whole world, and you know how many rejections you're gonna get, or you know how many fucking different opinions and ideas you're gonna get. You know what you have to do, and you know where you want to go. You know what you want to go. You know where you want to be in life. Like, once you start trying to better yourself, I noticed that you will start visualizing things in a way that, like, you never thought possible. Everything feels so real. All, like, once you start seeing it more clear, little by little steps, it'll start opening up doors of opportunities. You know, yesterday I was doing a tattoo on somebody, and they were talking to me about how they never thought that school was the way to go. They, like, genuinely for themselves, they never wanted to go to school. Like, that was it. Like, the 12 years of high school they had, like, that was it. And after that, he decided to go do construction with his dad or whatever, and he didn't really like it, so he's like, fuck it, I want something else. And I think that sales is something I want to go into, and that's a big risk for, like, anybody. Like, just switching jobs like that, it's, for a lot of people, that's like their life. Like, they've put in so many years and so much effort into their job. Why not, I just say, for a difference, you know, just for a difference this year, why not put one hard year of work for you? We've gone so many years trying to fucking please people, at least for me, in my sense. For a long time, I think I was just not controlled, I would say, but really influenced on, like, the people around me. And I think now I would have to look back and say those people were really unhealthy for me. Like, as fun as I thought they were, and as much as I wanted to call them my friend, looking back at it now, it's like, if I'm gonna be this fucking, if I'm the only one with the mindset to win and everybody else around me is complacent on where they are, guess what's mostly gonna happen? I'm gonna end up complacent, and we ain't gonna go anywhere, really. Once you start talking to people and, like, really building up, like, your little crew around you, it's like a fucking wall, honestly. Nobody could fucking penetrate. And once you get their mindset going, and once they get your mindset going, like, all your fucking mind just becomes a barrier that nobody could get through, because you're so confident in yourself. And that, I think we should talk about confidence for a little bit, because a lot of people would perceive it as cocky. Like, a lot of people would perceive it as maybe arrogant in a way, to think so highly of yourself. But I mean, think about it. A lot of us have gone through hardships. A lot of us have gone through breakups, loss, death. murder. You never know. A lot of us have gone through so much, and how are we not going to want better for ourselves? I think that the way social media is now, it really controls your head as to like what to think and what to say and what to do and what not to do. Perfect prime example is like with Andrew Tate. A lot of these like videos, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's a lot of videos where they ask like genuinely like just random people like, what are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? And a lot of them will be like, he's a piece of shit, he's a whatever. And whatever your thoughts are on him, is all I'm saying is that so with these people, they interview them. They're like, so what are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? And most women are the ones that are like, well, he's a piece of shit, blah blah blah, he's this, he's that. But when after that, when they ask why do you think like that, or where did you hear that, or can you show me like where he said that, they're all like they all get stuck. And it's like, that's what I mean by like around us and everywhere is trying to influence us, and some it influences for the better and some it influences for the worse. And I want to be those people who are genuinely on here to help all you guys. I noticed that the more good you do to people, the more good comes to you. And sometimes that good isn't always what you expected. And we are put here on this planet for a reason. You got to genuinely believe that you have a purpose. And you know what? That burning desire in you, like that imagination that you have, that's like, I could do this, I could do that. That is your purpose. Follow that with a burning passion and you'll never be lost. You'll always have a goal to strive towards too. And guess what? Even if you don't achieve that goal, think about the fucking trail you're gonna leave of people you've helped, people you've changed, things you've done, things you've seen, stories to tell your kids. Like, it's not all about us. We need to want to better ourselves for the people around us. We can't do this without people around us. And people who are genuinely lonely and have all this money and stuff like that, they're probably going to be the first ones to tell you like, you don't need anybody, you don't need this, you don't need that. But think about it. You really want to grow up and one day wake up when you're 70, 80, 90 and be like, wow, I have nobody, no kids, no nothing. I've hurt so many people, I wronged so many people. Like, all for what? If we're all meant to die, why not make the most of this little glimpse of life we have? I don't think anybody should leave this planet without even trying to fucking do something. And it's very difficult to like want to tell people that, because for the most part I feel like they look at me as like crazy. When I tell somebody like how good or what kind of mindset I'm in, a lot of people would just like zone out, one ear through the other. But once you find that person that genuinely asks you, oh really, you're gonna do that? How are you gonna do that? When are you gonna do that? Can I help you? What do you need? How are you gonna get started? Like when people genuinely find you or what you're chasing interesting, that's it right there, buddy. That's where you have to stick, and those are the people you want. And a lot of them are gonna talk shit on you, and a lot of them are gonna push you to the point where you just want to like fucking beat the shit out of them. But guess what? Those are genuine friends that are always trying to be complacent to you, friends that are always trying to fucking kiss ass to you, pretty much. Those aren't friends. As cool as you might feel like hanging out around them, you're just another one of them, really. We're a reflection of the people we hang around. And if you are the type of person who is not really friendly, not really, because for me, I am a genuinely shy person. Although I talk to you guys, I've gotten way better at it, and I will continue trying to get better at it. But like, we're capable of so much more, man. And I want to see all you guys, and including myself, like I said, I'm trying to lead by example. And who knows? Maybe one day some crazy kid who wants to start a podcast will see this and be like, damn, he's doing it in his car or whatever. Like, fuck it, you know? Try to find any reason to continue. And a good way to do that is genuinely take a second, look within your mind and say, can I take one more step? Can I read one more page? Can I write one more letter? Can I say one more word? Can I fucking do one more push-up, do one more rep, do one more, whatever it is? Could I do one more? That's it. That's all you need to do. Do one more than the other person, and I promise you, things are going to start changing for you in a way that you never thought possible. Even if it's interchange, think about it. If you would have stayed stuck in that situation before, what kind of growth would that be? It's hard. It's genuinely difficult to want to change your life. But think about it. If being rich is hard and being poor is hard, why not choose the one? Why not try to go for rich? Even if you're probably going to make more money trying to be rich than if you just worked a job. And I'm not saying that like working a job is bad. People have been working jobs, but the way things are right now and the way that prices keep going up and like cost of living keeps going up, I don't think that any job out there would be good for you, especially if you want some kind of freedom in your life later on. You'd never want to be tied down to a certain company. I've worked so many jobs where they've devoted so much time, right? And most people who devote all this time to their job are usually only a rank or two above like starting employees. And that's like a lot of like something that a lot of people don't talk about, is like all these jobs want to like bring you in and tell you all these benefits, all this good stuff, all this, like they're just luring you in. They don't give a fuck about you. Like you can genuinely die tomorrow and your spot is getting filled up tomorrow. Like you need to use your job as like a tool to fuel your dreams. And if your job is your dream, then that's good. That's great. But like I said, you can always be better at it. Try to better it. If you maybe think that if you're like in a management position and you think that you suck at it, because I think a lot of us have seen, and a lot of us that have jobs have seen, that management fucking sucks. Like, I have managers who genuinely like don't even seem interested in even themselves. There's managers who will be the fucking laziest person out of all of them, and just because they stayed or have more tenure than you, like they're on top, like they're your boss basically. And you got to learn to identify those people who are bullshitters and those who are not. Because let's say you identified your manager already as a bullshitter. Move on from them and try to learn from your coworkers. All your coworkers have crazy ass experiences, and they've probably done many other jobs that you haven't done. And so if you're just going to stay shy and be quiet, I'm not saying you have to talk to everybody, but I'm saying try to open up a little bit, because our power is our voice. I've always believed this. Our voice is what we have to communicate with everybody else. So why not try to perfect it? Or not even perfect it, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of us in our way of speaking are genuinely just negative. And it's not that bullshit of like half glass half full or glass half empty. It's none of that. Is what I'm saying is, a lot of us have a negative voice in our head that is always there. And what separates the winners from the losers is when they tell their fucking inner bitch, their inner little voice that's all that negativity, when they look deep down and tell their negativity, you know what? We ain't doing this today. Not today, fucker. I'm gonna beat you today, and I'm gonna fucking destroy you because you've destroyed my whole life. All this negativity destroys everybody's lives. Can't get to work today, or whatever it could be. Like, you know, a lot of us lose somebody and we think that's it. A lot of us lost parents, a lot of us lost friends. Me personally, when I started this podcast, just to give you guys a timeline, I had this group of friends and we were cool for a little bit, and we've been cool from like high school. We've been cool since like junior high. These have been like cool, genuine friends, I thought. And without getting into too much detail, pretty much, without boring you guys, it's like out of nowhere they just decided to switch up. And what I mean by that is, when this situation that happened, the easiest thing they thought to do was just to stop, you know. And I never thought that, like, friends from junior high, like, I've known these people for years, like literal year, like we're kids, like we grew up together pretty much. And I'm 21, about to be 22, and I'm already losing friendships that have like years built from them since like childhood. And I get it, it's life. I'm not complaining about that. What I'm saying is just that threw me off at to start. Like, that kind of opened my mind to be like, not everyone has the best interest for you. You have to learn to identify, like I said, bullshitters and people who care. And with these friends that I'm telling you about, looking back, they really never cared. And it's even better for me now, because now, like I said, I want to lead by example. So I know when they see this or when they look at this, they think, damn. Or at least I want them to think, damn, he's doing all this and we're here. Because these people, the people that I'm telling you about, I won't say names or anything, but these people that I'm telling you about, they're the kind of people who party on weekends. They're the kind of people who look forward to that weekend. They're those type of people who kind of just became complacent with their lives and are happy with what they got. And that's great and all, but why not want better, you know? If we were rich, if we had the best house, if we had the best car, like, maybe I would get it. But we're here. Like, I'm just somebody in Utah doing a podcast trying to better themselves, and whether y'all hear it or not, like, I'm still gonna try to live my life the way I projected through these podcasts, to teach you and to show you, the viewers, that we're in this together. I want y'all to succeed, and like I said, 2023 has to be a year of change for you guys, because if not, the more years go on, the harder it's gonna be. So I would say choose your hard now. It's very, very difficult to try to overcome things that have been ingrained in you since birth. It's very hard to overcome things that you were taught in school. Very hard to change. But if you want your life to change, you gotta change. And if you want to be better, it all starts with, what if I can do this? What if I can shut up all these people? What if I can fucking, who knows? What if I could be in a concert? What if I can draw like Picasso? Like, your possibilities are endless. You got to understand that these are just people. Everybody we admire are just people. They have flaws and things like that. They have hardships. They experience loss. They cry. They drool. Like, they're just us. We lost sight of that the moment social media became a thing, with these likes and things like that. What was easier back then, I think, is people were happier with what they had, because they weren't seeing a picture of Andrew Tate in his new Bugatti. They weren't seeing a fucking picture of Cardi B with all these bottles. They weren't seeing whoever it could be, whoever you look up to. They weren't seeing 6ix9ine fucking dancing with sharks and shit. Thinking, they weren't seeing fucking rappers with chains and shit. Like, a lot of that seems almost godly in a way. A lot of that seems unobtainable. But honestly, I don't think anything could be unobtainable, I should say. We live our lives in such a struggle. And for what? You know what I mean? Like, we're struggling now for what? You want to keep struggling your whole life, living paycheck to paycheck, living, what if I can't pay this? What if I can't pay that? You really want to live like that? Why not try? You've already suffered enough. Why not fucking take hold of your life, grab it by its fucking balls, and say, you know what? True, you may fucking kick my ass a couple times, but you know what, motherfucker? I'm gonna keep getting up. I'm gonna keep getting up and chasing you like you have no idea. You better start fucking running, because you know what? Life, I'm coming. And whether you think of what I'm saying is bullshit or not, like I said, I'm gonna try to lead by example. And whether this goes nowhere or not, this will be proof as to, for one, how quickly, for one, two, anybody could do it. I'm, like I said, for me, I'm just a single dad trying to be better, trying to better himself, trying to change the way people thought of him, try to change everybody around me. I want to influence people in a way that nobody ever thought possible. There was this one time where in high school, I used to have this teacher. She was my psychology teacher, and anybody who went to high school with me will know who this bitch is. But this teacher, everybody had something bad to say about her, because, like I said, although she was a psychology teacher, it very much seemed like she was trying to manipulate everybody in that fucking class, you know? And there was a test at the end of the year, or not at the end of the year, at the end of the semester, where she was like, this test goes for like 90% of your grade. And looking back at it now, if it goes for 90% of my grade, then I shouldn't have fucking tried out of the rest. You know, that's already what? An A minus or something? I don't know what a 90 is now, but that's still an A. But anyways, what pissed her off is that this test, I had done all my work, like up until that, like I'd done my work. I'd gotten like all my shit turned in on time. Like there was no issue. And then one day I just stopped showing up. I just stopped showing up, and that class wasn't, I didn't like that class. So I told myself, I was like, you know what, when I go back, I'm gonna just switch out of it next semester. And I never took that fucking test. And I went to my counselor and I told him, hey man, I really don't like her. I should actually go try something that I actually want to do instead of the psychology bullshit. And which is crazy, because like looking back at it now, like psychology is kind of like my shit. I want to like teach everybody of like how to better your mind, so I would think that would apply to some psychology. But anyways, what ended up happening is the counselor told me, okay, but you need to go up to him and talk to him and ask them to sign this paper. And right as he said that, I was like, fuck. I was like, of course I do. So I go into the room, I bring in my little piece of paper, you know, I'm walking like an idiot, and I tell her, I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to switch out of your class, so I need you to assign this. And then she looks at the paper, looks at me, and says, so now you need something from me. She goes, when I needed you in class, you weren't here, and I just hope this doesn't apply to like the rest of your life. Like, I really don't know what you were doing. And she was just basically saying how, like, if the class is a reflection of like who I am, then my life isn't gonna go anywhere, pretty much. And to that, I have to say, for one, at the time, I don't know, it didn't really affect me in like any particular way, I guess. I just kind of thought of it, I don't know why it has stuck with me for so long, actually. Like, and it didn't really bother me. Maybe it was the way she said it that bothered me. But I knew that the moment she said that, I was gonna be like, fuck you. You're never, ever gonna be able to say that shit to me ever again. Like, if we ever cross paths in a year, in 50 years, in 100 years, if you're alive, you old bitch, you will never, ever be able to tell me that again. I want to be able to shut up people in a way that they never thought possible. Anybody who doesn't like me, anybody who doesn't, all these fucking haters, you know, the interesting thing is, like, once you start having this, like, confidence in yourself, you start bringing out the good in people and you start bringing out the bad in people. And what I mean by that is, like, if somebody hears you talking this way and they don't like it, like, for sure they're gonna try to knock it down, or not even knock it down. You're always gonna have these people that are, like I said, they're gonna be like, are you sure you can do that? You need this, you need that. You don't have any of it. You don't do this, you don't do that. Like, fuck it, fuck them. What's stopping us from trying, really? Let's say you wanted to lose weight. Everybody wants to lose weight. What could you be doing right now, possibly, to be losing weight? I get it. It's tough. But if you don't do it, who else is going to? Nobody else can lose weight for you. If somebody could lose weight for you, there would be one fat motherfucker getting paid to just be obese because he's taking everybody's weight. But like I said, if not you, who? And if not now, when? That is pretty much the message I want to leave you with for 2023. And I guess we'll see where these things go. I have a lot of ideas in my mind, and I know I say this every podcast, but yeah, I'm really excited to see where this all goes and see what's planned out, the twists, turns, ups, downs. I'm excited because I want to lead by example, and I want 2023 to be the year that I remember, because this will be the year that I change my life for the good, and you will too, as long as you do what you say you're gonna do and you don't quit. Quitting is the second issue. Quitting is the hardest thing not to do. Quitting is the easiest thing to do, honestly. Quitting, I could quit right now. I could just end this podcast right now and I can just call it a day, go home. But I'm still gonna go to the gym after this because it's right there. But not only that, like, this year, man, the number 23, 2023, it has to mean something to you. Leave it all this year. Leave it all in the year 2023. Put in your hard work. Put in your hours at work. Put in your hours at the gym. Put in your hours on your podcast. Put in your hours on your hobby. Put in your hours on your side hustle. Put in your hours, man. That's all we can do. And I get it. A lot of us are tired, and a lot of us have life going on, and a lot of us have the kid to tend to. A lot of us have the dog. A lot of us have every other excuse not to do it. Well, what's your excuse to do it? What's the thing that is telling you, hey man, quit fucking bullshitting? We can do better, and we're gonna do better. And with that said, I just wanted to do this quick podcast to keep you guys updated and have y'all see my mindset for 2023. Let's make it a good one. I honestly want to see you all growing with me. I will say this till the day I die. I'm not alone in this. Obviously, we all have our hardships, and I hope to see you all at wherever we end up. I hope to see y'all, because just know that when I see you, I'm gonna have a whole bunch of fucking experience and a whole bunch of resumes of things I've done and things that I did because I was willing to put in the hard work. And like I said, we need the confidence in ourselves to say, hey, fucker, we were fat before, we were ugly before, we were down before, we were broke before, but not anymore. This year is going to change. This year is going to be the year that will make or break us. And you got to redefine yourself and find what really sticks with you and what drives you, because at the end of the day, that is all we got. And we are always always, always, always meant for something more, something better, something beyond our craziest imaginations. You want to be able to one day in your life look back on the little kid you were and have him say, you know what? I want to be like you. That to me is my goal. You know, I was never the smartest, I was never the fastest, I was never, I was just some average kid. And so when I say that things are possible, trust me, for an average kid or an average person like me to say that things are possible, things are fucking possible, man. And honestly, if I could have a conversation with me about 3 or 4 years ago, I think I would be amazed at the person that I am now, because 3 or 4 years ago I was depressed, trying to slice my wrist, trying to just end it, and it wasn't until that wake-up call, and it wasn't until I realized that this life is only meant for me and me alone. I'm going to go through this alone. All the quiet work that needs to be done is gonna get done because of me. And I'm holding myself accountable with this podcast, and I've been writing a lot, so I hold myself accountable to that. And I just want to see what kind of growth I can make in the span of a year. So I guess you guys will see that trail, and you guys will see that transition, and I hope you guys the best 2023. I'm sorry I couldn't get this episode out sooner, but yeah, I'm really glad to be doing these again, like I've been doing them, and you guys are my life. Like, this is part of me now. I want to lead by example, and I want to be the reason that you guys wake up every day and say, if this fucker can do it, then so can I. It's not that bad. You got this. Whoever's listening out there, just know that I feel your hardships. I've probably gone through something similar that you've gone through, and if I haven't, then you're way tougher than me, and so this should be a fucking breeze to you. Whatever goal you have, fucking kill it this year. 2023 will be our year, and I guess I'll be heading to the gym here in a bit. It was nice doing these again. I'll have these up, like I said, Spotify, Facebook, Castbox, all the fucking socials. Follow me at Louis Vanko on Instagram, at Don't Know Podcast. It's all there for you. All the links and everything will be there for you. And just fucking kill it this year, man. Enough crying, enough bullshit. Fuck that bitch. Fuck anybody who doubted you. Just fucking kill it, man. Run them over with everything you got. Give it everything, and you won't regret it ever. So with that said, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate all of you, and till next time.